Hello folks, and welcome to the Moon Mad channel. It's James here. Now, I'm going to tell you that I've tried to film this video like 10 times, and I tried to do it on Sunday morning to fill Roy's slot, but the bird would not be quiet. I had technical difficulties, and you don't want to know about that. But the whole point of this video is that I am filming my weekly watches. It was supposed to come out on Sunday. They've been a bit over a week, but this is what I've watched over the last week or so, and we'll talk about the movie. So I've got my TV, the OLED behind me, and it's showing the letterbox, and I've got my wife's phone here, and I'm going to talk about, just bring up the movies that I have watched over the last week or so. So this one's the 5th of August, so that's a little bit longer than a week ago. But I was away at the caravan the Saturday after that, so I couldn't talk about this one. So the first movie I watched is Greyfriars Bobby. And the reason I watched that one is that I wanted to maybe take a wee trip, as it's my hometown in Edinburgh, up to the Greyfriars Kirkyard.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, and go and see Greyfriars Bobby's grave. I think I might have done this when I was a kid.
I've never done it. I would love to do it.
Yeah, and that's what we're saying. And then you could see where he's buried. You could see where his statue is, and we could do that. And I'll tell you the story. I'm pretty sure you know about Greyfriars Bobby, but basically, he was a dog whose master died, and he was loyal to his master's grave for near on 14 years. Now that is the story in simple terms, but what happened is that two people tried to adopt Bobby. They wanted him to come and live with them in their house. Mr. Trainer, who basically was like had a cafe, and the old guy used to go, old jockey's name used to go to his lunch every day to there, and he wanted to adopt Bobby. The guy in the kirkyard wanted to adopt Bobby after an initial not wanting him there, but he would not stay with them, and he kept on going to the grave of his master. And all the kids, poor kids of the city, seemed to enjoy that as well. Seemed to enjoy the app screen. I mean, a bit hassle. Enjoyed the dog as well. And what happened is Mr. Trainer got hauled in front of the Lord Provost because he hadn't paid a dog licence, but he didn't feel that he should pay the dog licence because Bobby wasn't his dog. And all the children of the city got together the dog licence, and I had to look up when the dog licence was abandoned. It was 1987, and it was 7 shillings.
I think it was that late.
7 shillings for the dog licence, which I looked up how much a shilling was. It's 12 pennies. And when the kids were getting a penny from someone, they were like delighted that they got a penny. So imagine how much 7 shillings was to all the kids of the city. So ended up that Bobby got the freedom of the city, and he didn't have to do that. And I thought it was a heartfelt story, but yeah, but I actually looked it up, and there's actually some discrepancy in it, whether there was an actual story or not, or whether it was Mr. Trainer, and whether it was the same dog, and he got a second one after Bobby died to keep getting people coming at his business. But I like to think that it was the original story, and it got on all the newspapers in 1865. So that's what I watched. I really enjoyed the movie. It's been a long time since I watched it, but it's a good movie. I enjoyed it.
It's a good family feel-good movie.
That's right.
Lots of sad bits.
Yeah. Oh, my computer's doing something. Right, let's go back to what I watched next. Now, this is a completely different one. I watched Horizon, an American Saga, Chapter 1. Now, I'm a big Kevin Costner fan, but you'll probably see from up there how many stars I gave it. And I gave it 3. And I'm going to be honest, I'm feeling generous. I was a generous 3 stars. It's a 3-hour movie. There's a lot to take in. There's a lot of character building in it. and the character building in it. And this is supposed to be a 4-part movie, and the 4 parts in it,
Oh.
the 4 parts in it are hopefully going to enhance this first story. Well, that's what I'm hoping, anyway. Because Kevin Costner, I say I'm a fan. He's put a lot of money into this, but for me, it just wasn't the epic that I expected. But I went to watch Harry Potter in the cinema, the first one, right? And that must have been about 2022 when that came out. When did 2001 it came out, eh?
I think so. I don't know.
So it might even be 23, something like that. And I went and I thought, watched the first Harry Potter. I thought, this is a kids' film. This is nothing new for me. But then, as the story got darker and darker and darker, I still didn't really like the first one that much. I like the later ones, but because what I'm trying to say is that the whole was better than the whole parts, the sum of its parts. So I'm hoping that that's what's going to be the case with Horizon and American Saga. Big long explanation there. Right, next, Abigail. I'm not going to talk about it because you're best to go in blind. I've told Arlene that as well because she wants to watch that, but you do not want to talk about
it eventually.
But you do not want to talk about that because it's much better, I think, if you go in not knowing what's going to happen. Oh, next, I forgot to watch this, but next I watched War Dogs, and that is Jonah Hill. And I can't even remember the other guy's name. But basically, they're 2 youngish fellows who managed to worm their way into an arms contract for the US military, supplying 1,000,000 rounds of AK-47 ammo. And they do this by getting a number of small deals, but they actually build up a company, but they do small things to, get around the contracts and things like that, and then they do little bit shady things, then it becomes really shady and they get arrested. I think it's a great movie, and I think it's this and Lord of War are very similar with Nicolas Cage. But I'd watch them both. And I do watch them both repeatedly because I just think they're good stories. Oh, next I watched Charles Bronson and The Mechanic. Now, I started watching this and it was late at night and I got to halfway and I thought, it's midnight, I'm going to turn this off. But I'm going to be honest, I wasn't looking forward to the second half because I wasn't really enjoying the first half of the movie. But the second half was much, much better. And I suppose you can't really have the second half of the movie without the first half, so I just thought the second half was much better. But basically, mechanic is a term for an assassin, and Charles Bronson plays one, and he's got a mentee, or a Padawan, who's getting trained to become an assassin. And it just goes from there.
Mentor.
Charles Bronson's the mentor.
That's what I said.
But I didn't want to say mentee because that didn't sound right. I thought my Movie Mad subscribers would appreciate my Star Wars reference to Padawan.
Okay.
I don't know. Right, I forgot I've got my cup of tea here as well. I need to drink of that. With the good tea bags. Can't have a Movie Mad video with the tea, can you? Hope you can still see me in the shop, couldn't I? That's good. Oh, you just have to wait. Well, we'll go to the next one while we drink my tea. That's good. I left that. Oh. I wonder if they can read what my actual review says up there. It's Movie Mad 1 for anyone that wants to follow me on Letterboxd. Won't be able to read it on that screen, but you might be able to read it on a TV screen. Your messages are coming up on here.
I know.
Are they coming up on the TV?
I don't think so.
That's alright.
I've probably got loads to go through. We're looking at the first couple.
Right, so next I watched a favourite of mine. I know I've got a lot of favourite actors, haven't I?
Mm-hmm.
Clint Eastwood. And in the Eiger Sanction, and a sanction is basically an assassination. But this assassination has to be done by a retired, of course, reluctant Clint Eastwood, who has to do it on a mountain, and he has to kill one other assassin on the mountain. And I just really enjoy this film. It's dated. There is some language that probably wouldn't be seen as politically correct these days, and rightly so. But I still enjoy the movie. I like it, and it's one that I watch repeatedly. You know, the last time I watched this, the night we were in the hospital with James.
Extra time.
Watched it in the hospital. Yeah, so that was a good few years ago. But I gave that 4.5 stars. What did we watch next? Can't actually remember. Oh yes, I do. It's Twisters, and I was surprised at this one because I'm a real big fan of Twister, the original. Larry very kindly sent me the 4K, and I've watched that, and that's absolutely great. And I thought, Twisters, I'll give it a go. I'm not expecting much here, but it was actually pretty good. Some of the tornado sequences, the story, and the thing was much better than I thought. So I'm not going to give you away too much of the plot because you can see.
Watch it for Glenn Powell.
You can see it for the pictures, but I actually think this was much better than I thought. And if you're going to watch Twister, would I follow up with Twisters? I certainly would. I think it's a worthy successor, or worthy successor remake. I know there's some sciencey bits that AJ's pointed out that, when you think about it, didn't really make sense, and he's right, they don't. But for me, it's a popcorn movie. Just sit, watch, enjoy it, and I really did. It kept me entertained. I enjoyed watching it throughout. I like the wee twists in it. The twists, like Twister. I didn't even mean that. So there you go. So we'll move on. I gave that 4.5 stars. Maybe on reflection I would give it 4 and Twister 5 because that's making it too close to the original. But I thought it was really good. I did. What did I watch next? Oh yes, I watched The Intern, where Robert De Niro becomes a 70-year-old intern to a new company, fashion web designer type thing, and she's running about trying to do the company, but things are going wrong. And he comes in and he's like a common influence, and he believes in her, and they eventually manage to get working together after not liking each other at first. Well, he always likes her, it's just the other way around. She's like, I don't really want a 70-year-old intern coming here, but it works out. Again, it's another feel-good movie, I think. I've got quite a few feel-good movies, because if you want to go, if it's night time and you're doing stuff, you want to feel good, don't you? So that's what I've been watching. Next, I watched all-time classic. Watched this on my 15th birthday in the cinema because I got a £20. Got the bus to the new 20-screen multiplex because Edinburgh never had one before. Or was it 10-screen, the UCI?
I think it was 10.
10 screens, but we never had a cinema in Edinburgh that had 10 screens before.
No, I'm sure it was 10.
All we had was the Odeon, who had 2, and the other one that had 3. This was the first big multiplex. And I got the bus there, it's the other side of town, on a Friday after school on my birthday. Watched Demolition Man, really enjoyed it. And I watched a second movie because I missed my paper round. Because £20 got me cinema ticket, popcorn, drink, bit of the arcade, and a second movie, and popcorn.
That when you get half of that these days.
I wouldn't get any of that these days. But the best quote in this whole movie. So it's Wesley Snipes and Sylvester Stallone. They both go into cryogenic freezing, and one escapes. Stallone has to catch him, but Sandra Bullock's in this as well. But the best quote in the whole movie is when Sandra Bullock goes to her police chief. The police chief plays the governor in the Shawshank Redemption, but she goes, "You can take this job and shovel it," because she doesn't quite get the 20th century references. I just find that hilarious. Some good kicking from Sandra Bullock. some sewing skills from Stallone. I really enjoy this movie. Maybe it's nostalgia, but I do. And I watched it again the other night there, and I thought it was excellent. Oh, next I watched Kiss the Girls, which is a movie I say I've watched repeatedly on DVD. I just recently got the German Blu-ray of it, and I watched it. And I used to watch it several times. It's about a serial killer who captures the niece of the famous Alex Cross writer and detective, and they have to figure it out where one of the girls escapes and he's working with her to try and capture the rest of them. But there's a few twists in it, a few twists and tales, and I have to say I didn't enjoy this as much as I used to. Maybe it was because I was tired, maybe it's nostalgia, but I think it still holds up. But it's a really dark thriller, that one. And you have to be in the right frame of mind to watch it. I've got the follow-up to watch, Along Came a Spider. Now, I have watched a couple more, but I haven't letterboxed them yet. So I think I'll save them for the next time that we talk about movies on the Movie Mad channel and the weekly watches. I'll try and do this on a Sunday. And Molly said maybe try and film it on a Saturday night, but I've usually not watched all the movies.
No, it's just that I work on to Sunday.
And I've got two phones.
Exactly, didn't Saturday, because I won't work half day on Saturday, so...
Yep. So we'll
makes
do
no
that.
sense.
So, hope you've enjoyed my method. I'm sure there are people that do a lot more methods with video screen recordings and things like that, but this is the way I done it. I'm a dinosaur, technology-wise. But I thought I'd done quite well with the mirroring. So, hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll catch you next time. If you've got any comments or thoughts on any of the movies, and you do want to subscribe, I'd appreciate it. And I'll see you next time. I'm going to sit there and drink my tea.